Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Premier Perspective. Today we are here with Ryan and JD uh, for a nice little video on the Manchester United Liverpool game. So Ryan, if you want to start us off, it's all you.
Of course. Welcome, JD. Thank you so much for coming on. We're so happy
Of
to
course,
have you.
pleasure.
JD is a United fan. We wanted to have him come on today to help us talk about this big game today. Not a whole lot to talk about in terms of the game. Liverpool with 65.7% possession, United with 34.3%. Liverpool had 17 shots, but 3 on target. Just could not put it away. I mean, in the first half, I was texting Javi I mean, Liverpool, I was like, Liverpool are definitely dominating the game right now, but they weren't going anywhere with it. And it was so frustrating to see because they just weren't. It was go up, either get a shot, completely miss it, or just come right back. Um, it, it was really boring for them. They still couldn't score. They haven't scored. There was some stat they hadn't scored. They hadn't scored in a while, or scored open play, something like that. But they really been having trouble, and there's really no excuse for that. Even if it was against such a good, talented United defense that played really well today, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But Thiago played well for Liverpool. I personally don't like the way Klopp plays him. I really dislike it. I love Thiago as a player. I absolutely love his play style, but they play him way too high. He needs to carry from deep and create from there. And he was trying to do that today. You saw him trying to do that today, and he just wasn't able to do that. And it was frustrating to see Liverpool going forward, not being able to do much.
Yeah, now looking at it, Liverpool, after their 7-0 victory over Crystal Palace on the 19th of December, they're one goal in 4 games in the Premier League, which is really unlike them. But looking at today's game, I definitely say that United will probably be more disappointed that they didn't pick up the 3 points. Liverpool had more possession, had more shots, but I'm pretty sure United had more shots on target. I felt like United played a bit better when they had the ball, but they just lacked that final touch. So first, I just want to ask you, JD, how do you feel about the way United played today? Do you think that they could have done better? What do you think?
It was a really disappointing game, but Ollie came with the tactic to just park the bus. We had like 8 men behind the ball. It was Pogba and Marcel both dropping back to cover Robertson and Trent. I hate how he plays Pogba on the wing. Against both of the City games, we saw him on the left. Now we played him on the right. He's so underused on the wings. He needs to play in the midfield so he can open up Bruno. As Bruno, he was not good tonight or today. He did not open play up that much for Rashford. Rashford offside 4 times in the first half. Martial,
Yeah,
he
I mean
was
that's
dealt the whole game.
no. Go
Yeah,
ahead, you go.
I thought Martial didn't really play too well, didn't really impact the game much. But I feel like that's how he's been recently. In terms of Bruno, I thought he was a little lost. He had that nice chance with the free kick that almost went in, but besides that, don't really feel like he did much. I would definitely have liked to see Pogba play a more central role today. I feel like, especially since Henderson was back in the defense, I feel like putting Pogba in the middle definitely could have done something there. Uh, Especially give Bruno a little bit more of creative freedom. I felt like Pogba being behind Bruno could have helped the way Bruno played, but that's all down to the tactics. And yeah, I don't know. I felt like both teams definitely could have played better today.
Yeah, in United's defense, in my opinion, I'm sure both of you would agree to attest to that too. That United's defense had an amazing game, despite the fact that they sat behind the ball the majority of the time. They were really solid, and they've cleaned up really well when they can get it together. Harry Maguire, beginning of the season, we were all kind of clowning at him, but he's actually a good defender when he has it together and can keep his defense together. Luke Shaw had a great game. Wan-Bissaka had a great game. Um, it's just a matter of going forward. I totally agree with you. The point that you brought up, JD, Pogba on the wing, almost useless because he's not as fast as he used to be. But he's just as skillful and just as creative when it comes to attacking. So I think I really don't know why um, he's not played in a more central role, because when last year when he played in that central role with Bruno and sometimes McTominay, I think those three can work perfectly fine, but just don't play them and don't play Pogba wide and don't rely on McTominay to play Pogba's role. They're not the same player at all whatsoever. And United, if they're really going to keep pushing for the title, which, they'd be disappointed with that result today, being that now with a win on Wednesday against Villa City can go top 1 point top of the table.
Yeah,
But that would be very disappointing for them, in my opinion.
I feel Fred played good, and I think Pogba would have played really well together with him. Like McTominay played good, but I'm pretty sure Van de Beek could have played better. And if I didn't like how he played Rashford up top, I feel like Martial should have played up top. We saw how Rashford was offside 4 times. He's not a striker. We tried him out last year as a striker. He didn't play good. He's a left winger. In right mid, I would have liked maybe James with his speed, maybe Greenwood. But defensively, I think Liverpool and Man United were both really good. Attacking wise, both teams were really bad. The final third passes and finishing for Liverpool were off. Firmino, I forgot he was even playing for most of the game. Salah and Mane, I saw in the first half they both switched. Shaw had an excellent game, man of the match for me. Hey man,
Definitely agree with you on Luke Shaw, man of the match. I think he did a great job defending Salah. Any defense coming against Salah is definitely going to be a bit scared considering how great of a player he is, but I think Luke Shaw did a really good job there. And in terms of Pogba and the way he played today on the wing, as a coach, I don't really think it was a great idea to play him there, but I don't really blame him for doing that, considering the fact that James hasn't really lived up to that many expectations, that Greenwood has been a bit poor this year. So I don't blame him playing Pogba, but I think that as the game goes on, you're like 50, 60 minutes in, you could see that it wasn't really having that much of an impact. So I think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should have definitely tried to change that up. Fred and McTominay both, I wouldn't say played great, but neither played bad. But I feel either or could have been changed for Pogba. I think that even though, like I said, Greenwood hasn't played that well, I feel like he could have came in a bit earlier. I don't really see the point of bringing him in for the last 3 minutes. But hey, I'm not the coach. I don't really make decisions. But yeah, before we go on, I just want now what I want to ask you, JD, with this result today, with the possibility of City going to first during the week, how do you see United and their season going forward? What are your expectations for them?
I've been asked this question a lot, but last year when 18 games played, we had 25 points, 8th place. This year, we are on 39 points in first place. 40 points in first place. What Ollie is doing is amazing. It's only the second full season. We just need to have faith in the summer. We need to back him. I'll be happy with another top 4. We're probably not going to win the league, but we haven't been in first place since Fergie left in 2013. So United fans are enjoying it right now.
Yeah, you definitely should take the positives from that. I mean, whether United will be able to sustain this form for the rest of the season is still up in the air, but the fact that what you're saying is correct. A lot of people have questioned Ole, and I know me and Ryan have on the show, but hey, he's doing the best a manager has done so far since the great Sir Alex Ferguson has left.
Yeah.
And as for the rest of the season, it'd be very exciting to watch because City, if they were to win, they would go 1 point top of the table on even number of games, no more in hand. Leicester are 2 points off top of 37; they're on 35. Liverpool 3 points off top, so it's all in Tottenham 4. Tottenham, I wouldn't put them in the running anymore after they just haven't been playing well, but they really need to get it together. But United's definitely a very good team. I'd love to see more from them. I'd love to see more from McTominay. He is so talented. We saw that in the 2 rapid fire goals, 2 and 3 minutes against Leeds, and the 6-2 win a couple of weeks ago. He's just a really talented player. Once he can get that confidence of playing by himself, of being his own player and not like feeding off of other people, if he can be a force in that team, and he can almost be like the Roy Keane of past United, and like the De Jong of the past Man Cities. And I love to see that out of him. And he's a really good player, but today he really just didn't do it for me. Just their midfield in general. Bruno, I'd love to see more from him. I know he can do it besides just the pens and free kicks and the flashy moves at times, but I know he has it in him. And even as a City fan, I just I want to see more out of the players that I know can do more, especially Rashford playing on the wing. I just want to see more of all that, and I'm sure you guys would too, especially JD.
Yeah, we were getting overrun in the midfield. I think Ollie should have made changes quicker. 60-minute Cavani came on for Marcel, which was a good decision. But I feel like McTominay should have came off around the same time for Van de Beek. Van de Beek, I don't know why he's not getting more minutes. He should be getting more minutes, given a try at least. Maybe switch with Pogba so Pogba can play in McTominay's role. Van de Beek on the wing. I think Ollie just came for the 1 point and just go for the counterattack. But I feel like Van de Beek should have came on.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I know I mentioned it before, but I feel like we were expecting more from this game, but I feel like the result pretty much sums up the way that these two teams have been in recent times. But it's definitely going to be an interesting race. We're only 18 games in, and it's crazy to think that not until the midweek that we're going to be halfway through the season. So there's still a whole other half of the season to go before we even know anything. But definitely want to say a big thank you to you, JD, for coming on today. We really appreciate it. We're definitely going to be in contact with you about coming on again. And to anyone who's watching, we want to say thank you so much. We appreciate the support that we received so far through our channel. This is something that is new to us that we've been loving so far. And we just want to continue to provide this type of content for you guys. So from us at Premier Perspective and from our guest JD, we want to say thank you, and we'll see you guys soon.